Not a funny video. Gonna get a little philosophical here. That's the story of my life. 6 words just gifted to me from a guy who was working at the gas station just now. And I was sitting here this morning reflecting upon the sun, the flowers, and the birds, and it's spring. And I found myself interrupted from enjoying that pure Zen-like, peaceful, tranquil, spiritual, call it godlike moment by recurring stories. And so here's my gospel du jour. And I know most of you don't tune into me from gospels, so you're probably already gone by now. But those of you that are still left, here's something to think about. Storytelling. What is the story of your life? Now, it's pretty easy to detect the story. And it could be a new story that refreshes every few months, or maybe it's a lifelong story. Like if you're battling a chronic illness, or you've got a recurring problem, or if there's something in the past you haven't let go of. The way to detect it is the recurring thoughts about that subject. So the storyteller in us all usually dwells on the past or the future. And sometimes that storyteller is benign, but I would contend that most storytellers within us are like Stephen King, horror writers, where they'll hold on to things from the past, a grudge, they'll look for other people that share those stories, and most importantly, they'll convince the host, because the storyteller takes over the host, like an alien abduction, and tries to convince the host that the storyteller is actually the host. But we're not our collective stories. We're a collective consciousness. Pure, innocent, peaceful, tranquil, until the stories come along. And the stories are often role-related or event-related. It could be, like for me, it's like, okay, I play out the whole I could be a better dad, husband thing, or, you know, is there something more fulfilling, you know, or is it, how can I make work better, or the YouTuber, you know, and so I'm sitting there trying to be Zen-like and spiritual and still, and then along comes the thought about a video idea, and I start, you know, engulfing my, but we so infrequently find true happiness, which is available to us at this very moment, at any one time. Because the only real moment, as Eckhart Tolle says, I'm drawing some of this off of him, is the present. It's a gift. That's why they call it the present. So yesterday, history, tomorrow, mystery. And yet, the storyteller lives and feeds in the past and the future. And sometimes the storyteller just has you recycling thoughts about an event in the past that's just, it's gone. But we don't. But the storyteller doesn't like to let go of it. Now here's the thing. The storyteller is a strong force that grasps the steering wheel of our lives and holds us like a little marionette. And if you try to fight the storyteller off, here comes my exit, you'll lose. Because the storyteller, except for maybe a few enlightened people, is stronger than they are. So, what can you do about it? You can choose another story, but that's just being somebody else's marionette. And then you have to ask yourself, well, if I didn't have the story, who would I be? But who am I, in and of itself, is a dangerous question. Don't take the wrong exit while you're babbling. Because who we are is not important. We are what we are. We're all interconnected. We're all part of the same. It doesn't matter if you're spiritual and you say, okay, we're all part of God, or if you're not spiritual. We are. We just exist. And the most wonderful moments are in the present. So if you think about the last time that you tried to be really happy and enjoy something, and did you get interrupted by the storyteller? So like I'm sitting with my child, I'm trying to enjoy the moment, but along comes the storyteller, tells me I should be doing something else, and or hey, here's a video idea, and runs me off amok. Or I'm trying to enjoy nature, or time with my wife, or truly listen to somebody, and then along comes the storyteller. Now, it's really easy to detect the stories of other people, but it's harder to observe the stories that we tell ourselves. And again, they're usually past, present focused, role specific, and event based. But if you spend a couple days just observing the story, and realizing that you are the observer of the storyteller, not the storyteller, then I think that brings about some level of tranquility. So regardless of what your story is and how real it seems, and you want to hold on to it, and you want to meet other people that share the same story, and you take pride in it. It could be that you've got this illness and you're a victim, and you're holding on tight to it, or maybe you've got a cause that's so important, and these stories and egos are sort of mutually attractive and pull us into this sort of collective insanity, depriving us, I think, of spiritual enlightenment, tranquility, stillness. But if you tune into the storyteller and observe them, don't fight them, watch them, their power dissolves. And you can be with the moment and be who you are and find tranquility. And it's not easy. It's easy to observe the thoughts and just recognize the absurdity of the stories, but then it's a little harder to sort of just let them dissolve. But that's probably one of the reasons I'm putting this on video, is so that maybe I can come back and look at this and just remember this little glimpse of happiness, appreciate it for the moment, document it for myself, and hopefully it spawns some lack of thinking on your part. Because thinking, run amok, is the worst thing could ever happen. Unobserved, unenlightened thinking is the route to insanity. Even if it's positive thought, it detaches you from listening and being there for other people. What are your thoughts? No, not what are your thoughts? What are you feeling?